A busy night across the Eastern Shore in local sports. We've got it all coming your way on The Final Score.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Coming up on The Final Score, our game of the night, a rivalry on the Diamond in Delaware. Plus, Salisbury University softball gets set for the D3 regionals in Wicomico County. And highlights across all the sports here on the peninsula. It's time to talk sports. It's The Final Score.
From the Wawa Studios, The Final Score starts now.
Sports fans, hello and welcome to The Final Score. Corey Naito with you tonight as we get you set for all the latest and greatest in local sports right here across the Eastern Shore. We had playoff games, regular season games with state tournament implications, and a whole lot more tonight to get to. With that said, we start with our game of the night. It was a rivalry game on the Diamond between cross-division foes, Milford and Lake Forest. The Battle of the Bat, a tradition started by the two head coaches back in 2014. The Bucks, though, protecting that crown jewel like a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. They haven't had the Spartans take it since 2018. Would that change tonight? Let's find out. A beautiful day in Milford for some baseball. We start at the top of the first. Wild pitch here allows Tristan McCray to score from third. Lake takes an early 1-0 lead. Later in the third inning, Spartans added one and then some more. Quade Gannon with a missile that sneaks over the right field fence. That's a 3-run home run for the outfielder, his second of the season. 5-0 Spartans in the third with that big blast from Quade, and that was a big-time hit, and that really gave the Spartans some momentum in their dugout. That was plenty for their starter, J.D. Moudry. He went 6 1/3 strong innings. We'll see more from him. Milford starter Reed Laughlin tried to settle in. He gets a strikeout here. As we move to the bottom of the fifth, though, Aiden Zimmerman ropes a double to right field. The Bucks trying to get something cooking with 2 in scoring position with that double. That puts runners at second and third, and Milford will capitalize with productive outs. Sean Saxon bounces one to second to drive in the first run for Milford, and then Nick Santiago follows with a sacrifice fly to make it a 3-run game, but that would be the closest Milford would get in this one. The Spartans not letting the Bucks get close. Leighton Webb, rips an RBI single to the left to make it 6-2. Lake, though, looking for more, and they add it in the sixth. Rhett Robbins bounces one to short. Zimmerman thought about going to second, decides to go to first, not in time. Infield single, another comes across, and then Webb hits a hard-hit grounder to third. Santiago can't handle it cleanly, and 2 would come in to score for the Spartans. And Moudry, he's going to be doing his thing on the mound. Another strikeout here to close out the sixth, stranding 2 runners on. Milford, though, tried to rally in their last at-bats in the seventh. Bases loaded, but a ground out ends the threat and ball game. Lake wins a big one. After the game, we heard from both Gannon and Moudry on the Spartans' big victory.
It was very, very emotional to bust it open 5-0 because I felt like that was really the turning point in the game for us. I feel like we gained a lot of momentum after that, and the team just really took off from there. It was amazing. It was a little bit bittersweet because it's our first time celebrating it as seniors and also our last time.
Just my command, I was able to pinpoint everything, and my defense made plays behind me. Win at all costs, get that bat back.
And the Spartans certainly did get the bat back. First time since 2018, Lake Forest beats Milford in the rivalry game. Now let's break this game down a little bit. The Spartans were definitely looking to reclaim that bat for this senior class. It was the first and only time that group has won it, as we just heard. Meanwhile, it's the first time Milford seniors class fell to Lake in this rivalry game that started back in 2014. The Spartans, though, got off to an early start, scoring a run without a hit in that first inning, thanks to a couple of hit batsmen and that wild pitch, and that really set the tone early. but the big blast was the home run from Quade Gannon. That made it 5-0, and the confidence certainly was building in the Spartans dugout. These two teams came in peaking at the right time. Milford entered on a 5-game win streak, which has helped them be in a position to potentially qualify for the DIAA tournament. They will have to win tomorrow against Tower Hill to get back to 500. It will be their 4th game in as many days to close out this season. Meanwhile, Moudry and the Spartans have won 4 in a row to close out the season, and find out Sunday where they are seated in the DIAA tournament. That's a little bit of the breakdown, and of course we have to shout out our Shore standout of this game, brought to you by Mount Air Farms tonight, and the honor goes to J.D. Moudry. The starting pitcher for the Spartans set the tone early. He only allowed 1 hit through his first 3 innings. He did run into some trouble though in the 4th, but limited the damage to just 2 runs, and then did so again in the 6th to keep Milford from really getting much closer in this ball game. He finished with 6 strikeouts and picked up the victory. Again, congrats to JD and the Spartans on the win.